Welcome back to What's Consulting. In today's tutorial, we are going to cover one of the most fundamental aspect of SAP FI, that is defining a company code. If you are preparing for interview or configuring SAP for real world application, this is a must know topic. So, what you will learn today? So you will learn the definitions of the company. Then also you will learn the step by step configurations, and you will also learn the real world examples, and you need to know the key configurations. Okay, and then at the last we'll go through interview questions and the best practices. Okay, now let us go through the section 1, understanding of the company code, right? So a company code in SAP is the smallest organization unit for which a full set of financial statement can be generated. It represents a legal entity and all financial transactions are recorded at this level. So at company code level, it will do the legal entity reporting. So all the financial transactions and all everything will be recorded. Like for say invoicing, billing, collections, bank, and bank all transactions, like all this is going to happen at the company code level, right? Any kind of reportings, statutory reportings and all will be done at the company code level, right? So let's consider a Tata group, which has multiple subsidiaries like Tata Motors, Tata Steels and TCS. In SAP, each subsidiary operates as a separate company code, maintaining independent financial record. So all these company code, like Tata Motors, they will maintain their independent financial records, like Tata Steel will also maintain their independent financial records, and Tata Consultancy will also maintain their independent financial record. Okay, in the next step we'll just go to the SAP and we'll see how to configure or define a company code in SAP. Okay, so we came to the SAP screen now, and we are just going to configure. So either we can go through the transaction code, or we should go through the link. So the transaction code for creating a company code is OXO2, and here you see the company code here, or you can just go through the link. Let me also walk you through the link. Same, you will just put SPRO here and go to SAP IMG reference. Then you go to enterprise structure here. So here definition is there. Click on this definition. Then you can click on financial reporting. Then here you will click on edit, copy, delete, and check company code. Right. So just you can click it here. Okay. So we came up to this screen right here. Same way, if you'll see this one, if I'll just go out, change view company code, and let me close this also. Okay, so here just I will click OXO2, basically OX02, change view company code overview, right? So now we are going to create a company. So let's say we'll create one company, Tata One. Okay, so just click on new entries here. Then we'll put the company code as Tata One. Okay, it will be of 4 digit. So I will just put Tata T Consultancy, Tata Motors TMC. Okay, So now I will just Tata Motors Limited. Okay. Now I'll put the city. Let's put city as Mumbai and country as India, currency as INR, and language as English. Okay. Now we just need to click on save. Here we'll get the address column, company, and here we'll put the company name Tata Motors Tata, and here we'll put the country IS India and the region, so Maharashtra regions. So will be, this is a address box where we need to fill the address, right? So we'll just select the Maharashtra here, and we will not select anything. You can put in, right? If there is PO box, all this full address you can put it. But for now, for this training purpose, I'm just filling some of the mandatory fields and just click on save. Okay, now save is also done. So we have created a company in SAP, right? So now we have gone through the AOX0 and we have created TMCL Tata Motors in SAP. Then we have saved the details. Now key consideration is a company code is mandatory for financial transactions in SAP. Each company code has its financial trans statements, including balance sheet and company profit and loss statement. Like say, each company code has its own financial statement, including balance sheet and profit and loss statement. Okay, and this one we should be aware of. And fiscal year variant and chart of account must be properly configured for accurate financial reporting. Okay, I will talk about the fiscal year variant and we'll talk about the chart of account, and this should be properly configured for the company. And we'll talk more about this in the coming sessions, where and here it says company code can be assigned to a company, allowing group level financial consolidation. Like for the company code Tata Group, we have created TGOCL, right? So for that, this company code should be assigned to TGOCL because this is one company, Tata Motors. Likewise, other companies will also be created, and if the profit and loss statement is created for Tata Motors, Tata is still all this separate, but while consolidating, it should on the TGOCL one consolidated profit and loss statement of all these company will come, and one balance sheet of this all the three companies will come. Okay, when we'll do the group level consolidations. So so we'll also go through some of the basic questions and advanced level questions and all answers. Like, so what is a company in SAP, why it is mandatory, the company is the smallest unit, if for legal financial reporting, right? So at this company code level, the legal financial reporting is done. All the financial related transactions are posted at company code level, right? So how does company code differ from a company in SAP? Like a company will consolidate, I mean, do the group level financial consolidation, while the company code is used for legal and statutory financial reporting, which I have been telling, right? So this will be, I think, if you are new, and for now it became easy for me. So maybe you are new, so it will repeat multiple times, and will also help you to revise more and more, and you will have good grasp on this questions and answers, right? What is the purpose of defining a company code in SAP? The primary purpose is to facilitate legal financial reporting, including balance sheet and profit and loss statement, right? So what is the purpose of defining company code, sir? in the company code, we'll define why we'll create a company and create a company code in SAP, then we can just prepare the balance sheet and profit and loss statement, right? So this is why, and also it will help us on the legal financial reporting also, right? So that's why we are creating company in SAP. Explain the step by step process to define a company code using OXO2. I have already walked you through OXO2 and also through SPRO, right? And the transaction code OXO2. Then click on new entries, update the company code details, save the configurations, and create the customization request, right? So what information is required to configure a company code in SAP? Company code, company name, address, currency, fiscal year variant, chart of account. Obviously these are the informations which are required to create a company code in SAP, right? We'll talk about the fiscal year variant and chart of account in the coming sessions, but we have already talked about this one, right? Company code, address, and currencies. Technical configurations questions: which SAP transaction code is used to define a company code? OXO2. It will be repeated multiple times. Don't worry if it is repeated. Think so you try to answer yourself. It will be a kind of revisions for you. How does a company code impact financial accounting in SAP? Same thing. A company code records all financial transactions and generate legal financial statements. What are the legal financial statements? Like profit and loss and balance sheet. What are the key fields when creating a company code and why they are important? Company code, currency, fiscal year variance, chart of account, these define the financial reporting structures, right? So fiscal year variant, like suppose what is our fiscal year? So for India it's fiscal year from 1st April to 31st March, right? So within that specific period, one balance sheet will come out, one profit and loss statement will come out, and there should be chart of account also should be there, right? So suppose if you are posting on GL account, and on if you are posting on one GL account, if you post in that GL account, it should go into profit and loss statement. Sorry, it should go into revenue, expense, asset, liabilities. So these are the mandatory things, right? So these are required for the company code. So all we'll talk all this on the later stage, but for now, just for your understanding, and I think I will talk at that time as well why these are meant. Can a company have multiple company codes? Explain. Yes, a company can have multiple company code, allowing organization to manage subsidiaries such as single group entity. Subsidiaries is like TGOCL, Tata Group of Companies Limited, right? So under that, multiple company codes will be there: Tata Motor, Tata Steels, and Tata Consultancy Services Limited, right? So all these multiple company code are will be under the Tata Group, which are to manage subsidiaries, right? How does the fiscal year variance setting in OXO2 affect financial reporting? The fiscal year variance define the financial structure impacting period end and closing period reporting. And that's what I talked about. Like for India, if we give the example, it is from 1st of April to 31st of March. And within that period, some transactions will be posted, right? So that will be done reporting, P&L statement, profit and loss statements, and balance sheet reporting, that will be done, right? So we'll have some scenario based questions also. If an organization operate in multiple countries, how should the company code be structured in SAP? So define company code for each country, assign local currencies, and configure country specific fiscal year variant. So this company code is specific. This company code, like Tata Group, is a group level company, right? So and wherever these company codes are, like for Tata Motors, Tata Steel, wherever these companies are, subsidiaries are open, right? So in UK, US, all those countries, any country, not UK, US, any of the countries like Singapore, Japan, all the local currency setup will be done. And country specific, like because they need to also fulfill the legal requirement of US, Singapore. If a company is in Singapore, they need to fulfill the legal requirement of Singapore, and if the company is in US, they need to fulfill the legal requirement of Singapore. So that's why they need to configure into the local currencies, and also country specific fiscal year variant they need to fulfill. Explain the role of customizing request when create a company code in SAP. Customizing request store configuration changes, ensuring they can be transported across different SAP environment. We'll talk about this customization request, how the storings will be done, and how it will be transported from a different SAP environment. I talked earlier about the SAP environment, like there will be a sandbox, and then there will be a quality environment, there will be a UAT environment, there will be a production environment. So all this environment, all this will be created, tested, and moved to the SAP production environment. We'll talk more in detail in future. How does company code help in legal financial reporting? It enables statutory financial reporting, including balance sheet and profit and loss statements. It will be again and again. These questions can be again and again. Likewise, I told, right? Always think it like a kind of revisions. What challenges arise when defining a company code for defining company code for multinational organization? Again, and defining currency conversion complexities, tech compliance variations, intercompany transactions. Again, just same things. How would you configure a company code for a global enterprise like Tata Group? Like define company code or assign local currencies and configure fiscal year variant, right? We will be assigning the fiscal year variant. We will be assigning the chart of account for the companies at the company code level. So this all will be doing it. Future, we'll talk about it. Advanced and best practices questions. Let us see what are the some best practices when defining a company code in SAP. Use a standard naming convention, ensure currency consistency, and maintain proper documentation. This is very important. Best practices when you are doing something like how does the company code definition impact reporting in SAP S/4HANA? So it enables real-time financial consolidation and multi-dimensional reporting, right? Explain the significance of chart of account in OXO2 transaction. Chart of account defines the accounting structure for financial transactions. So, what precautions should be taken while defining company code in a live SAP system? Perform testing in sandbox, ensure data consistency, and validate currency and text settings. All these kind of validation should be done on sandbox, SIT systems like quality systems and UAT systems. Then only it should move to the live system, live SAP systems, right? Can an existing company code be modified in SAP? If yes, what are the limitations? Yes, but modifications are limited to non-critical fields. Changes to fiscal year variant or chart of account may require reconfiguration. So, if you are changing this, non-critical field only can be changes. If you need to change the critical field, you may need to do the reconfiguration, like you need to delete everything into everything. So I am ending up the session today here. So that's all for today's tutorial on defining a company code in SAP FI. If you find this video helpful, like always, share and subscribe to What's Consulting, and drop your questions in the comment box and I'll be to help. Uh, Thank you and have a good day.